Yelling is okay. One of the ways to get your belt to come out when you sing is to yell. Many times we are afraid to yell because we've been told that it can be unsafe. However, yelling is a natural human primal sound that we all can do. So before I get into a little bit of the technicalities of belting and giving you some examples on how to yell, I want to go over a generalized definition of what belting is. From there, we can both understand what I'm trying to get at. Belting is a heightened vocal performance or high intensity sound to express emotion in a song. So it acts as a highlight in a song. You don't technically want to belt an entire song. It is also not a technique to produce high notes, and I think that's the misconception with belting. Belting is rooted in emotions. So from there, we need to understand, how do I get my belt out rooted in emotions? Yelling is a way to express emotions, okay? I hear this from students a lot, and including myself, I go through this many times when I am learning a belty section. We are scared of belting some notes because we don't want to hurt ourselves. And when your body is scared, you are going to close up, you are going to tense, and the sound will not come out. And then you're going to end up forcing the sound because you get frustrated. You're like, I know I can do this. Yelling is natural. However, that fear is so strong, and it might be coming from a very, very deep place that we don't even know, that it kind of inhibits you from belting. And I know you want to belt because it brings out a powerful side of you. So first of all, belting has a yell timbre quality. What is timbre? Timbre is a quality given to a sound. So like resonance that the ear can recognize or identify as voice speech, or a quality of a tone that is distinctive to a singing voice or a musical instrument. For example, I can play this note on different instruments, but they're all going to sound different, yet they're all playing the same pitch. So pitch is sound, and timbre is the distinctive quality given to that sound. Here's where yelling can be unsafe. We perceive belting to be something that needs to be loud, and it doesn't need to be loud. It's more about intensity. Remember how we talked about belting is high intensity sound. It is not about loud sound. So we need to understand that first, because I see many singers go for this loudness first, and what ends up happening is you are screaming, not yelling. And if you're curious on how to get that intensity, well, loudness for belting specifically does not come from increase in airflow. This loudness that you are perceiving as loudness, which is actually intensity, is due to longer close phase of phonation, which means if you are attempting to belt, you will need less air pressure, less air flow when you are trying to belt. I have a video specifically on breathing patterns for belting if you want to check that out. Now, Kenneth Bozeman, in his book called Practical Vocal Acoustics, would describe the yell timbre as this: the ability to yell is apparently an inherited, universal, and strong survival instinct. From this definition, you can understand that everyone can belt because we all have the muscles in our larynx to produce the yell. Now, here's the issue. Even though everyone has the muscles to do a yell, not everyone can yell. And the students that can't yell that I encounter, it's usually an issue that stems back from childhood, where we've been told to just shut up, you're too loud, or your voice is too annoying, or everyone is quiet except you, so you should do the same. From that moment, you probably have suppressed your yell, your voice entirely. And every time you start to raise your voice in any way, your body goes into that mode where, oh, remember how you were told to shut up? Let's go back to that. So you start to perceive your voice as bad. So do you see how the yell is for everyone, but not everyone can do it due to a lot of different reasons. And this is why private lessons are the best way to navigate this. But if you don't do private lessons, you're going to have to figure out, why am I not yelling? Why am I fearful of this yell? And it could be something as deep rooted as a childhood moment where someone told you to shut up, okay? So it's pretty sad to know that a lot of us adults now are having a hard time learning how to sing, to belt, because, you know, we've just been told to just be quiet, and that's just how society is. And ever since I learned this from, you know, researching about belting, I have decided to just let my own baby yell. Just yell whenever you want, because he's learning how to produce sound with his voice. So he's going to yell, he's going to make sound. I can't make him shut up, even though I'm trying to work. Just yell. Just yell, make your voice heard. So when he's at the store, he yells. I'm like, yes, what do you need? What's going on? And, you know, we would have a conversation at the store and not feel shame that your child is speaking loudly and boldly. Okay, so I really wanted to kind of bring attention to this because belting is such a hot topic, and the yell timbre is part of the belting recipe. So if we can't get that, then you're not really going to be able to belt as fully as you want to, okay? So I'm gonna give you 4 scenarios to yell on, all right? You're gonna practice yelling with me. We're gonna do healthy, skillful yells. Anytime you are pushing, you are going to know. So if you are pushing, you're gonna feel a tickle or a scratch in your throat, and you're gonna stop and you're gonna reassess. It's usually a breathing issue. You're pushing too much air out. So scenario number 1 is to simply yell, hey, across the room to a friend that you are excited to see. And the expression, the emotion is excitement, okay? Like this. Hey! 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 Right? I'm not screaming. It's not raspy. It's pretty clean. And, you know, I'm bringing attention to my voice by saying, hey! Over there! And that's the projection we are looking for. I don't have to push my air out to make that happen. Do you feel how natural that was in your body? Good. So let's try scenario number 2, where you see your friend, you're going out to a party, and she is wearing something very fabulous, and you're like, oh, girl, you look good in that dress, right? So you are expressing an impression, right? A positive impression of someone in front of you. Oh, wow! Woo! Okay, maybe not the who part. The who part was a little hooty, so that's not the belt. Great. Try that out. Some people will vibe with that more than the hey friend over there. Scenario number 3, you stubbed your toe and it hurts like heck. So you say, ow! Ow! Okay? I'm sure you've experienced some sort of pain like that before. So this is where we express pain. And pain happens a lot in song, especially power ballads, you know, heartbreak, love, pain. Just be careful with pain. We don't want to kind of hold our breath like, ah, you know, what you're doing there is building up too much air pressure underneath your vocal folds. And then that can make your vocal folds come together a little bit too pressed. And that's not what we want with good belting. Good belting should have more flow phonation, okay? So, ow! Ow! Great. All right, scenario number 4 is Marco. Maybe you know this game. So people play Marco Polo as a game. When someone says Marco, the other people who are like hiding somewhere say Polo, or they yell Polo. And that's a way to express attention. Attention, I'm over here. And the person who's saying Marco needs to look for whoever said polo. So they have to use their ear to distinguish that yell, which they can because they're going polo, and then try to find that person, okay? So try this with me. Marco! Marco! Try that out if you are having a hard time with the other scenarios. So the challenge with the belt is taking that yell timbre a little bit lower in our range and then trying to go into the higher part of our voices, right? To maintain that yell timbre. So instead of trying to pull your chest voice up into the upper register of your voice, we want to bring that acoustic up. And that's why it's so important to understand what a yell sounds like, okay? Because we do have to change a lot of vocal mechanism that we don't get into today. We're just talking about the acoustics of belting so that you understand what I'm trying to get at, okay? So that's the challenge. So let's try this in a song, okay? And the song is I Have Nothing. That one has, a very powerful belt and it goes pretty high. But let's practice a yell into the song. Don't make me close one more door. I don't wanna hurt anymore. Stay in my arms if you dare, or must I imagine you there? All right. So let's start from the beginning and get the yell out first. Don't make me close one more door. Let's yell this out in a heartbreaking, painful way. Don't make me close one more door. I'm not shouting it. I'm just being emotional, dramatic. Don't make me close one more door. Now, if that's too high for you, start a little bit lower just to get the yell out. Don't make me close one more door. But notice how you naturally want to yell higher, right? Because that's what our ear perceives yelling to be, okay? So it starts on this A4. Don't make me close one more door. Now try to yell around those pitches. Don't make me close one more door. Don't make me close one more door. Okay, so the challenging note is on the close. Close, which is such a hard vowel to belt on. Okay, so now let's try to sing it. Don't make me close one more door. How did you do? All right, that's it for this lesson. I hope I gave you some different perspective on how to navigate your yelling for belting. I do have a lot of belting vocal warm-ups on my channel, so make sure you check them out. But thank you so much for watching. That's all for now, and I'll see you next time.